Welcome back. Episode 3, Planet Zoo with the Zookeeper. So, quite a lot has gone on since the last recording. There was a lot of stuff that I can't really explain that great. Just a lot of glitching, I guess, would be a good way of putting it. So, all the Oryx and the Adra are diseased with whatever because the keepers would not clean the poop. They would not clean the poop. They wouldn't clean up old food. They wouldn't clean up hay. They wouldn't clean up any of that stuff. So all that works, all the Adra, they all have whatever disease. Um, Two of the Fennec foxes died. I replaced them with two new Fennec foxes. It was a male and a female. They died from old age. One was like almost 12, and the other was like 10 and a half. Meerkats, I think, are doing better. They weren't doing great for a while. Who knows why? Sandcat is what we finished last episode. Seems to be doing good. Lemurs seem to be doing better. Anyways, for whatever reason, none of our lemurs were doing well, and they still seem to be doing not the best. But I mean, they could be doing worse. They could be doing totally worse. We're working on getting them more enrichment, as well as interspecies bonus, but that's not what we're going to focus on today. Today is going to be awesome. Today is going to be entirely building a new habitat for an animal that I would say is maybe rarer, possibly. I'm not sure. Anyways, the animal is the Western Lowland gorilla. So after not thinking that the animal was in the game at all, I finally got at least one. I can't remember if I have two. I think I have two. But I have two of them, and it should be interesting to build for them. So what my plan is I'm gonna have a lot of this hill. It's gonna be a big exhibit for sure. Um, so it's gonna be probably, oof, it's gonna be up this hill. And then someone could teach me how to make paths go up the hill. That'd be awesome because I don't know how to do it. And it's driving me insane because I want to have paths go up these hills, but I can't figure out how to get them to go up the hill. So I think what I'm going to do, because I want them to be completely visible for the most part. So I might get back that way a little bit. And I want this hill to be kind of like the peak of the exhibit. So I might hook it back. So difficult. I'm gonna hook it back this way. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Yes. This is gonna be hopefully the pride and joy of our Africa section. Oh, didn't like that. At least until, we get something else that's cool, like chimps or something else that's really cool and unique. But as of now, the Western Lowland gorilla is going to be the pride and joy of our new area. I do not believe they have an interspecies bonus. It seems like for the most part, a lot of primates don't tend to have an interspecies bonus. I am gonna check that out here in a sec as soon as I'm finished with this. Okay, I'm quickly running out of money. Why isn't that placing? Is it too steep, I wonder? Oh, okay. Now here's the other thing I want to do. I want to make a glass across, but at the same time, I want to add a what's it called? I want to add a moat a lot of times zoos will have a moat for primates, typically so that they don't get out. I mean, as bad as that sounds, it's mostly so they don't get out. Primates, for the most part, can't swim. There are primates that can swim. And even if they can swim, a lot of times they also just don't want to swim. I mean, think about the last time you had like a true want to get wet. I mean, if you watch documentaries, sometimes you'll see like animals like orangutans or chimps or bonobos. They will use like leaves of like banana trees or coconut trees or whatever because they don't want to be wet. And I don't blame them. I don't want to be wet either. So it's just kind of interesting to think about the fact that uh, they will kind of not swim. Okay. So for where I don't work with the gorillas, but thinking about their exhibit, the way it's set up, it's not hilly like this. So I might actually have to fix some of this because some of this is a little deeper than I thought it'd be. So, like I might have to get rid of like this entire. The problem is I'm really bad at doing this stuff, so I might just flatten this out maybe a little bit. What is auto paint? Whoa, what is that? Is that just getting rid of glass? Or is it actually like doing something? I don't like that. Why did it do that? And I still think that it's probably more difficult to get uh terrain fixed on console just because of the it's not as precise as it would be on a keyboard and mouse. But you know, who's to say that they're not going to have this, I don't know, in the wild? I don't think that's bad at all. I think it adds a little bit of character as well to, you know, what's going on. So maybe we'll do that. Or maybe we'll have a hole. Maybe this will go down a little bit. They'll have a ridge line or something right here. Boom, ridge line. Awesome. So the secondary thing I wanted to do was the moat. So the problem is the lighting isn't the best, so I can't really tell. I also don't want it to go in to the other exhibit. Is that doing anything? I have no idea if that's doing anything. I know last time with the moat, with the oryx and the adra, we put water. I don't think I'm gonna put water in this one because I don't want to risk uh, an animal such as a gorilla getting out. Um, I find it interesting that the game has the adra as well as the oryx kind of listed as a dangerous animal. Not that they can't be dangerous, but they're not what you would call a hot animal or a red animal by any means. Um, I've never heard of an oryx being a red animal. And when I say that, it's you have at least where I work, you have three kind of different types of animals. You have green animals, which are like, oh, if it gets out, it's like, you know, you can just hand grab it and bring it back. Yellow animals is like it can cause a little bit of damage, so that's going to be like your crowned cranes, bigger birds, and then hyrax is like another one because they have sharp tusk. Whereas red animals are like animals that will and can cause a lot of damage to you or guest. So things like elephants, things like tigers, chimps, gorillas, a lot of your bigger primates. Tiger. I think I said tigers. But anyways, I don't want the idea of a hot animal or red animal, such as gorillas, being able to get out across this. This will also be the first non-lemur primate I've done for the game, so I haven't seen. That's not true. I did a little bit on Sandbox, but I can't remember because I didn't pay attention to the stuff like welfare. But I can't remember if keepers go in with them. That'd be insane. In real life, that'd be insane. I would you couldn't pay me enough to step inside with a gorilla, even if it wasn't like a dominant male. That'd be so incredibly risky and dangerous. It's not even worth it. So when referring to an animal that you can go inside with the animal, whether it be on exhibit or in a holding, that's referred to as free contact. So that animal is free. You are free to go inside with that animal. Whereas an animal that is not something you are going inside of, but you can still have contact with them, it's called protected contact. So a lot of your hot animals are going to be protected comment or contact. But it didn't used to always be like that. I mean, I work with people that used to work with elephants when they were free contact, but elephants are no longer free contact through AZA. I think ZAA, for some reason, still does elephant contact. But now you have to have bars in between you. You have to be uh, free. Guests, when they come by, they have to be a certain distance away to make sure that the guests are not at risk of being hurt. All right, I want this to. Why won't this go any deeper? Is it because of the size, maybe? I want this gone. Just to get rid of that too. Interesting. Why won't it? There we go. Why won't? Why won't that go? Oh shit! Shoot, that's why. Okay. Oops. Okay, I want this to deepen because I don't want it to touch the barrier. All right, this is gonna be annoying for sure. That doesn't look great. I don't care. That's how a moat works. Moats are not supposed to be pretty. So the moat will go all the way across. It will allow, hopefully, for um, no gorillas to cross. Gorillas are an animal I've always wanted to work with. They're my second favorite ape behind gibbons. If you know anything about me, gibbons are by far my favorite. Not even close. Second. All 20 species of gibbon are my favorite animals, and then behind them, uh, primate-wise, would probably be gorillas. But they're a really interesting animal. They're super intelligent, and I think they'd be fun to work with. Boom. That looks that looks okay. So now we're gonna start adding some stuff. Gorillas, I mean, they do brachiate, but they're not. No, I don't think they brachiate actually. They climb trees, they swing in trees, but they're not brachiating like say a gibbon would. Things I do want to add are big trees. This is something that I think is going to be awesome. Uh, I don't have any specific trees in mind when I think of trees. The thing that's crazy about doing stuff like this in the game is that you can make like trees be African trees, but like when I think of our gorilla exhibit, the main tree that's in there, I think it's a honey locust, which is not a native tree of Africa. So it's just kind of interesting. I'm gonna look it up really fast. I'm gonna see what trees might be near where Western lowland gorillas might be. So it says they would see cola species, Tabernathi iboga, and Aframomum meleguete. I've never heard of any of these. Grains of Paradise. I have never heard of this. So I guess whatever trees are gonna have fruits, they eat a lot of plants. That I do know. So wherever that apple tree was, ooh, coconut palm. They probably wouldn't eat a coconut. What is this? Is this a cool tree? That is a pretty that is a pretty neat tree, I'd say. Where would we put this? Maybe here? So that's kind of the whole purpose of like what I wanted to do with this video is really show um building exhibit. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not good at this stuff. I think it's interesting. In real life, it's not quite as complicated. Trees don't grow this fast. You usually build around trees or, stuff like that. So it's definitely, ooh, they might like a banana palm. So we'll just do like a banana palm. I go with a smaller banana palm, a couple little ones right here, here. Oh, baobab is so nice. I put a baobab tree here because I never heard of it until I started working in the field. It's a truly incredible looking plant. Weeping willow. So willow is a tree that you probably would see in a gorilla exhibit in real life. Would they eat the branches of it? Maybe. I'm not really sure. I do know, talking to people that do work with them, that they will and do eat browse, but I'm not sure if they would eat willow. Umbrella thorn acacia sapling. So I do know the other thing is that the western lowland gorilla is going to be in a forested area for the most part. They live in like tropical forests. They eat fruits. They're not what is the word? Not frutivores, but they eat a lot of fruit. So having a lot of having a lot of plants, that's the kind of stuff we want. Weird little things like this add to the atmosphere. I have no idea what this leaf litter is supposed to be, and that's okay. Um, every time I come back to this, something new is tangled liana. What is liana? It looks like maybe just some sort of tree root. What was that? Yes, that's gonna be nice. So one of the really nice things about the primates I worked with is that they liked figs. So I would imagine they also like figs. I'm not sure. I feel like these aren't supposed to be like this. I feel like this is supposed to be like vertical. I don't know. That doesn't look terrible, I don't think. Why are these why are these doing this? I like the look of this tree. I'll probably add another one of the smaller ones on top of it because I like the look of it. That's the big one. We want a small one. Maybe we make the exhibit like one side of it be grass, maybe? I don't know. Ooh, that's really nice. I don't think you would have this for Western Lowland, considering where they live in the world, but who knows? I don't. That's for that's for sure. I'm pretty much just adding one of everything. Because why not? I don't know. I'm not a botanist for sure. And I think more trees is better than no trees, especially for ape species. They tend to be they tend to want to be in the trees. Taiga, what is that? Sudanese frankincense? Is that what I just did? That is what I just did. What is this? Tree fern. I like that. Just gonna have a few of these like around because they're kind of neat looking and they're not very big. Where'd it go? Tree fern. The other thing with exhibits I think people don't really realize is that especially like the game, people will joke about it's like, oh, the view of this animal is really bad, and people make jokes about how when they go and like go and see an exhibit in real life, they'll be like, what? This exhibit has really bad viewing. Well, yeah, I mean, you can't give 100% viewing of an animal. The animal's going to be terrified. They're going to be frightened. They don't want to they don't want to be seen all the time. It's not natural for them to be seen all the time. I don't know how these things grow either, and I just feel weird placing a bunch of random plants, and maybe I'll come back and do more later as well. But the little plants are also what gets me, because how do you how do you know where to put stuff? It's the same like when I see people playing Minecraft. I'm like, how do you know what block to take away and put a detailed block? I would love to know. 'Cause stuff like this is super, super duper interesting. Aloe vera. Is that what I was just playing with? I think that is literally what I was just putting. Just like a cluster of 3 now versus like 1. I think I used that already. Did I? I did not. Screw it. I don't want a big one though. Maybe I did do it already. It kind of looks like it. I do know I want in the very back another giant tree. I don't know what, but I want something. Maybe it'll have to be like one of those big cypress. Maybe a coconut. Big old coconut palm. Maybe I can do a couple of them. Once again, I have no idea the accuracy of these plants. I looked it up, but I don't think any of those plants are in the game. The other thing is I don't know if in this game the gorillas even climb. I don't know if I should be worried about the gorillas climbing all over the place and messing up things. I actually really like the look of this little section right here. I think that looks really good. They probably like dates, I would imagine. One of the things I wish you could do in the game, and it's part of the reason I guess why they have the electric fence and not what I'm gonna talk about, but like hot wire. I wish there was like a way to hot wire or use hot wire on the top of the walls instead of just having an electric fence, because most zoos don't just have an electric fence. They're going to have like a concrete wall like this with hot wire going along the top. So if the animal does get to the top, the hot wire will hopefully deter them. But who knows? Ooh, that looks good. I'm liking this. I'm having fun. This is this is interesting. There's a lot going on for sure, for sure. And I'll probably add some grasses or something right here as well, because I want this bottom section to be just as attractive, I guess. Dragon blood? What is a dragon blood tree? Whoa. Is there a big one? That's the big one? I mean, that one's kind of big. Alright, this might be the last tree I place, because there's kind of a lot of trees. It's kind of busy. Okay. Okay, we're gonna start doing some rocks. I don't. That rock is huge. Why are all the rocks so giant? I want some. Yeah, I want some stuff like that. I want a rock like there. Maybe like that. That one's kind of big, but we can make it work. Maybe. I wish there was like a way to flatten the rocks out a little more too. Or I guess the underside of the rock. Because I don't want to like try to. I can do it. It's not like a huge issue, but maybe I can do that. That probably helps at least a little bit of the look of it. A little bit. Um, this is what I wanted. I want like some stuff like this, like here. Bam, 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 bam. Whoa. Why did I do that? Gotta be careful. I don't want to delete the wall. Okay. That's what I should have just done. Okay. I didn't even think about hard shelter. God dang it. I'm sure they're gonna need hard shelter. Ooh, that's gonna help that, so I don't have to do this as much. Fix that to make it look like I don't want to overhang, I guess, of rocks. I think the overhangs look bad sometimes. But like the way it says it's pillar, I would imagine it'd be like standing up. But I don't know how to do that, so I can't really do much. That's life. I think this area will look good with some rocks too. Especially ones that aren't 17 meters. Oh yeah. That's that's gonna look good, I think. All right, we're pretty much out of money, so I'm gonna call it there with building for at least a little bit. I need more trees in the back. Something in the back is just missing. I just can't figure it out. Maybe that's where I need to put the heart shelter, I guess. I'm sure they're gonna need it. These look good. Hopefully they don't need as much hard terrain as they do like grass. I have no idea. So this is part of the problem I've been having is I can't seem to get the path, and maybe it's just because it was too. See, I don't even want that. I don't even know why I did that. I don't want that there. That's not what I wanted, and I'm an idiot. I wanted I wanted the wall to I wanted the keeper door over here. Wait, that's lemur. No, that is what I wanted. We're gonna do this instead. We're gonna get rid of this one. But why is it doing this? Let's do that. Boom. Okay. So now we'll do the path. But I think part of the problem is this path is just so steep. Is there like a way? I mean, they're gonna have to do that. I can't get that shit to go. Nice. Okay, so I only have the one gorilla as of now. thought I had two, but I guess I only had the one. Um, yeah, there he is. Okay, we're gonna move her to our new western lowland. You shitting me? There's literally is a path. We just established it. Okay. Um, maybe I need a different path. I don't. I don't want to do cobblestone because there we go. I can do that. I don't. I don't understand why. Like, can you use stairs or something? Let's see if we can get our gorilla into exhibit. Why? Why is there no path detected? Is it because there's no keeper hut, maybe? I'll put a keeper hut. I should have like African keeper huts now. Or something. Probably not. Yeah, I don't. I lied. I just don't know, I guess, what to do then. Um, to make that path better. Unless I maybe the problem is I don't want to have it the keeper hut or any of that stuff. I don't want to have it on this side. I could, for sure. But the idea, let's see, let's do this. Let's see how easy it is to make it. Let's see how easy it is to maybe get a path down there from here. I am running out of money. I don't like it eventually just like can't go down, does it? I'm gonna keep messing around with this. I'll be back hopefully once I can figure out how to get her on exhibit. Okay, after about 30, 40 minutes of attempts to get this how I wanted it, with the keeper door and all that stuff, I gave up and I put it right here. Put a keeper hut here. Covered it with some trees. I have no idea. I couldn't figure it out. I gave up. So we have two gorillas now. I ended up buying a male. For whatever reason, Sandcat keeps breaking. Now that I know that staff paths are a thing, I'm gonna make everything that wasn't a staff path. I just didn't know that was the thing. This keeper hut, I guess, is without power because of the fact that that broke down. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get rid of this completely. I have solar power now, so I'm just gonna get rid of that one completely. Um, new solar panel. Um, I don't know what to do with these things breaking down. It's killing me. Obviously, all my animals are still diseased and stressed for who knows why or what. You're perfectly fine, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm gonna be stressed now. Nice. So my gorilla's here. What is going on? Bro, what is happening? There's so much going on. I think we're gonna cancel that. put Mr. Aaron Grant on gorilla. Okay, apparently he's ready to be moved too, so let's go ahead and move him to gorilla habitat. There's some stuff going on with staff work zones. I accidentally deleted one, so I'm probably gonna have to call it there for the sake of time. Hopefully, I can't see my gorilla. Hopefully she's in there. I'm sure she is. I just don't see her. She's making me a little nervous, but that's okay. I am gonna make the walls bigger because I am a little nervous. So we're gonna make all these uh, barriers that are just the gorilla ones. We're not gonna make that one, and we're not gonna make these two any bigger. So we're gonna make them. Yeah, we're gonna make them 8 meters. I have no idea where this gorilla is at. It's kind of freaking me out. All right. Well, anyways, that will be the end of the episode. Uh, we have 2 new gorillas. We built this entire gorilla exhibit in the video, fixed some things, made some other things better, hopefully improved upon, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching.